Hello everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house design video. So I'm back making a video after quite a while. I know that I posted a couple of videos in September, but I actually haven't made anything since August because I just started my first year at college recently, so I haven't been able to make any new videos, unfortunately. So yeah, I've tried with my laptop to make or to record some footage of me building in The Sims 4 because I couldn't get The Sims 3 to even run on my Mac, which is great. So yeah, I tried, it didn't work out so well, so I've kind of given up. But it's okay, I'm currently home right now on a break, so that's how I'm making this video. But interesting fact, the footage that we are watching right now was actually recorded back in July, so yeah. Also, another thing that you probably noticed is that I did not start building this house from scratch. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, which is going back to some of my really old houses that I've built, like when I first got The Sims 3. So this original house was probably built like around 2010-ish, so years before I even started making any kind of YouTube videos, and all these houses were pretty awful. So yeah, they looked terrible, and I had a thing where I pretty much almost never furnished them because, I don't know, I just wasn't into furnishing, I was just into building. So yeah, this house, I don't think it was furnished. So basically I'm just kind of changing it quite significantly, making it look quite a bit better, and yeah, so anyway. Another thing that you've probably also noticed, there's a lot of things I need to kind of give updates on since I've been quite inactive for some amount of time. The name of this channel has changed again, I know. I'm sorry. I can never really decide on anything, clearly. So originally, when I started this channel back in 2013, I settled on the name Simtastic Builder, which I really did not like for very long. Probably only like a year into making videos, I wanted to change the name, and I wasn't really sure what to do. So, you know, only earlier this year I settled on changing the name to Films by Josh, which I still really like that name, so I intend on using it on a different channel because I've always wanted to make videos, like going back many years, I've always wanted to make videos outside of like video games and stuff, and I was never sure whether to do it on this channel or to make a second one. And I decided to make a second one, or not necessarily a second one, but a channel equal to this one, I guess, that would be have those kind of things on it, which I don't even know what those things are yet. I still have not entirely figured that out, and who knows if I ever will. But yeah, I basically decided to make a different channel for that, and I selected the name Films by Josh for that. So that's what I did. I now have a different channel called Films by Josh, and I thought, well, I should make this channel here that you're watching this on right now have a more fitting name. And because the problem with Simtastic Builder for me was that it was just too specific, because it was just focused on building in The Sims, which I wanted to do things other than just building in The Sims. I mean, things still focused on simulation games and stuff, but not necessarily The Sims and not necessarily building houses. So that was the problem I had with the Simtastic Builder name. And then, you know, Films by Josh didn't really convey that this channel is about simulation games. Like, you know, you hear Films by Josh, you don't even really ever even think of video games. It doesn't really make sense. So that's why I changed it to Into the Simulation, because I thought it makes sense, and I kind of like it. It's kind of long, but it's also kind of okay. I think it's good. I like it. So yeah, that's the name of this channel now. It's Into the Simulation, and I really, really hope that I don't become dissatisfied with it in a year from now, because I have a terrible track record of that happening. But I guess only time will tell. But it should hopefully be the final, my final choice, I guess. The only problem with it, which I did not realize until after I started like renaming things, was that Origin like / The Sims 4 Gallery doesn't allow you to have any username. I think over 16 characters. I don't know. Whatever it is, it Into the Simulation is one letter too long. So the problem is I couldn't use Into the Simulation as my Origin username or my Sims 4 Gallery username. So it's Into the Sim, because Sim obviously short for simulation. So that's what I am on Origin now, Into the Sim. I was considering Into the Sim as like my channel name, but I felt like using the abbreviation Sim for simulation is too specific to the Sims, because it sounds more like I'm like playing off the Sims specifically instead of just simulation games in general. I put way too much thought into this, by the way. So yeah, that's why it is what it is. Anyway, so far we are like almost 6 minutes in to the building portion of this video, and I have not even talked about what I'm doing. So what am I doing? Well, I just finished, I think, the outside completely. So basically the original house had the front door on the side and kind of this disproportionately large front porch. It didn't really make too much sense, so I decided to turn that into some rooms, move the front porch to the front of the house. Well, move the porch to the front of the house. So I just tacked that onto the front, and then turned like that side porch that was formerly where the front door was into just part of the house. And I kind of just reshaped the back, added in a few bump outs and things. So stuff like that. And like I said before, the footage we're watching now is still from July, because I actually built this before I did, what was it called, Modern Waterfront. So that actually came after this, because I put this on hold to do that, and then I never had time to come back to it because I left in August. So now I'm back, and I finished the house just, well, I guess yesterday, because I'm recording this at 2:22 in the morning, just because I'm terrible at time management, and I could have been recording this at 8 o'clock at night instead of at 2:30 in the morning, but you know, what difference does it really make? I'll just have a lot less sleep. Anyway, what was I even talking? I don't even remember my original point. Oh right, yes. I started this in July, and now that I'm back, I just finished it technically yesterday. Finished building the house now in late November. So yay, that's exciting. And right now the footage we're watching is still from July. Basically half the video is going to be from July. I mean, not that it really matters, but I can announce when we reach the footage recorded this month. But anyway, yeah, so this house has been a work in progress for, well, it didn't take me much longer to make this video than a normal one, like if you count time actually making the video, but because of the time that I've been away, there's just been a massive span of time between the beginning of this video and me finishing it. So yes, anyway, but yeah, I only really have time while I'm at home right now just to finish this one video. I mean, like, just barely enough time to do that. So there's not going to be probably many videos after this for a few weeks, because I'm just going to be away again. But then winter break will be a thing, and I'll be able to have about a month to make videos. So knowing me, I probably will not get around to doing as much as I probably could, but you know, you should hopefully see some more videos in you know, December and January. So there's that to look forward to. You know, one of the reasons I changed the name of my chose Into the Simulation because I wanted to encompass all simulation games is because I want to start making some videos with City Skylines. I did a series when the year the game came out, so back in 2015, I did like this speed build type series, and it was really like kind of low effort, I guess. I mean, I didn't put too much effort into that because I just kind of wanted to play around in the game because I'd never played it before. Like that series, European City, I believe, is like City Skylines Speed Build European City. That was the first city I ever built in City Skylines, and it's really terrible. So yeah, there's that. But I thought, yeah, I might as well record it, and I don't feel like making voiceovers, so I just put music to it. Anyway, surprisingly, right at this current time, I mean, right now my channel is all out of whack, so I don't know if this is an actual trend or just because things are falling apart, but the the search term that brings the most amount of people to my channel is like Cities Skylines speed build. So somehow more people are finding my channel through Cities Skylines speed build, it's a search term, than Sims 3 house building, which used to be the #1. So I don't know what's going on, but so I thought, I'll make a Cities Skylines video. This was back in July, by the way. So I made Viridian Foothills, which is actually the video just before this one. That was a a map making video. I created a map in Cities Skylines from scratch, by the way, which was really hard, and it just did not go so well. Not many people watched that video, so I don't know what's up with that. I'm very confused. Like, for some reason my speed build series from like 3 years ago is getting a bunch of views, but when I make a new Cities Skylines video, no one wants to watch it. So I'm not gonna let that deter me, because I really do want to make a Cities Skylines series. And when I built that city before, back in 2015, I didn't know anything. I didn't know about any of the mods, which of course I've been playing the game since then, and I'm still not great, but I've become familiar with pretty much all of the essential mods that you need to make not garbage cities. And yeah, so I do want to probably make another map and kind of like start a series sometime in the future. I don't think that'll be soon because I just don't have time, but I do want to do that. So hopefully you guys will want to watch that, because otherwise, it'll be a bit sad, but I still want to do it anyway. And I also, you may remember this, this was 2016. I started a Sims 3 Create a World series, and I did 1 episode of that. And it did quite well. People were really excited about that. And then I never made another episode. I just did part 1 and that was it. So I'd like to continue that at some point as well. Again, don't really have the time. So yay. There's a lot of plans. Like, I have a whole list of like different houses I'd like to build, but can't really get around to that all. But again, at some point I like to continue my Let's Create a World series, or whatever I call it. So yes. Anyway, I don't even remember why I started on that whole tangent, but I guess those are my future plans, perhaps. And for my other channel now, Films by Josh, which is now no longer this channel, but a different one that has almost nothing on it, pretty much. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna make on that channel. I guess we'll see. It could be interesting. You're welcome to go and preemptively subscribe and never receive any notifications, because there won't be any videos there for a while. But if you're, feeling supportive, you can do that, I guess. Why not? What does it really matter? Anyway, so the house is coming along quite nicely. We actually switched over to stuff that I made this month, like this past few days. I would say like 3 minutes ago, so I did not call it out because I completely missed it happening. But right now, this is the stuff that was recorded recently. It's hot off the press, so that's exciting. And yeah, so right here, I'm doing one of the living rooms. You already saw me do the other living room in the back of the house, and this one's in the front. So that's interesting. And they're actually both kind of greenish. One's a bluish green, one's a yellowish green in color scheme, and that's all that's really interesting about them, I must say. You also saw me do the dining room as well as the kitchen, and I don't know what else. Did we do the bathrooms yet? I think I saw me doing the bathroom, or one of the bathrooms, and the laundry room. So, I should say, this house, I usually start my videos off with like the name of the house and how many bedrooms and bathrooms it has. Well, I didn't do that this time. So how about we do it now that we're about 15 minutes in. I named this house Cypress Place because I was going to name it like Craftsman Family Home or something, but that just felt a little long and clunky. I don't know. They both words work. It felt a bit long and uncreative, so I decided to go with Cypress Place because I put a small little cypress tree out front. So yeah, why not name the house after that little insignificant tree? Yeah, anyway, that's what it's called. And it has 5 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms, I believe. And right now we're doing one of those bedrooms. This is just a guest room, I guess, on the first floor. And all the bedrooms have closets, which is something that I've been doing in all of my recent builds because I just feel like it's way more realistic to have closets. It's just something real houses have. So yeah, and right now we're doing the ensuite bathroom for this bedroom. It has the same color scheme as the bedroom, nice and blue, and just doing some other things in here, just putting some details in and, taking my sweet time, I guess, or waiting for Creative Style to take its sweet time more accurately. And yeah, also, this is incredibly I mean, it's kind of weird that I haven't played The Sims 3, but until now, I hadn't played The Sims 3 for 3 months. Actually, more than that. It's been more than 3 months. I was missing it. Definitely missed The Sims 3. Not The Sims 4 so much, sorry. I do want to make a house build using the terrain tools in The Sims 4, which I guess I should talk about that. The terrain tools is one of the biggest things, as I'm sure if you've watched any of my other house builds, that's one of the things that I have complained the most about The Sims 4 not having, and that's one of the things I talked about most about why I like The Sims 3 is because I like to use interesting terrain in my houses. Of course, this house doesn't have any interesting terrain, just a flat lot, so look at me, all hypocritical. It's because it was an existing house I built 8 years ago, okay? So that's why it's a flat lot. Anyway, new houses that I build from scratch, I tend to do something at least a little interesting with the terrain. I like to do, a driveway or a garage that goes under the house, or like a walkout basement, or it's like on a cliff. Stuff like that you couldn't do in The Sims 4. So now they've added terrain tools to The Sims 4. What do I think? Well, I'm not satisfied, unfortunately, because here's the problem I have is all the lots are flat still. You can do whatever you want with the terrain on that lot, but the world around it is still flat. Because in The Sims 3, I mean, I don't know how many of you watching this video know of all the houses that I built in the past, but there's been cases where I've built houses on a lot that's on the side of a mountain. So of course, the terrain beyond the lot, also is the side of the mountain. So all of it is that way. Whereas you can't really do that. You can't in The Sims 4, you still can't do cliff lots, cliff houses or mountain houses or things like that. It's it still feels very limited, and the whole way that the foundation system works in the game, the fact that there's still no constrained floor elevation cheat, which allows you to do split levels, and kind of allows you to work with the terrain in interesting ways. That's one of the most valuable things about The Sims 3 is the way that terrain editing plus constrained floor elevation kind of work hand in hand. In a lot of cases, it's still missing that. I know that they've said, the Sims team has said they've wanted to add something kind of like constrained floor elevation. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe it will. But as it is now, I'm not that impressed with the terrain editing in The Sims 4. I'll be honest, I'm still not a fan of The Sims 4. I just don't get as much joy playing it as I do The Sims 3. It's just that simple. So that's why, I feel I know that I'm not the only one who still makes Sims 3 house builds, but I'm one of a few, I'm sure, and it's kind of sad because I love this game so much. It's still my favorite video game, and, unless, if they even make a Sims 5, it'll take a lot for it, in my opinion, to beat The Sims 3. But anyway, I'm actually... this is so off topic of the house, but I don't even know. I just feel like talking about this, so why not? On the subject of The Sims 5, I'm actually kind of worried that it's not even going to happen, because The Sims 2 lasted 5 years, The Sims 3 lasted 5 years, The Sims 4 is over 4 years old. It's 4 years and 2 months old, or more than that. So, if everything was going to schedule, next year we would be looking at The Sims 5 coming out, which is obviously probably not going to happen because they haven't even announced it yet. You know, The Sims 4 I think was first announced in like March of 2014, and then it was released in September of 2014. So, you know, if they were following the same schedule, you know, you'd expect to see a Sims 5 announcement in just a few months. But I mean, the fact that they're still, you know, coming out with expansion packs for The Sims 4, you know, they just released one this month, and the fact they're still like they're coming out with updates like terrain editing, you know, when The Sims 4 is already over 4 years old. It's over 4 years old, and they're releasing an update like that. Like a lot of video games don't even have lifespans, you know, that long, and it kind of shows that they don't have any intention of replacing The Sims 4 soon. So, which is really disappointing to me because I don't like The Sims 4, and I'm really hopeful that there will be a better sequel, and, you know, they're just gonna drag The Sims 4. They're gonna like just keep milking it for all it's worth for as long as they possibly can, and I hate that. But, you know, whatever. You know, whatever. So yeah, because like The Sims 3 by this time of in its life already had all of its expansion packs released. All 11 of them were released by the time it was as old as The Sims 4 is now. And The Sims 4 only has like 5 expansions or 6, and you can bet they're gonna add a lot more. So, you know, whatever. Anyway, after following that rant, which basically was just all from me saying I want to use the terrain tools and I want to make a video building a house using the Sims 4 terrain tools, which I still want to do because I haven't even used them yet. I haven't even experienced it yet, so who am I to even say how good or bad? Well, I've watched videos on it, so I know what they're like, but I haven't used them yet myself. Anyway, well, I guess for the last, I don't know, 4 minutes of building, we can actually talk about the house here. So we've already done every bedroom, and this is the last one here. This is the master bedroom, which is pretty nice. You have a nice 4-poster bed there, and a nice kind of, whatever that thing is. It's like a dresser with a mirror on it. There's a name for it. Vanity, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, there's a chair there. That's cool. And there's another chair in the other corner. And some plants. How typical. I put way too many plants in my houses. And we're just going to add in some details and some knickknacks and thingamabobs, of course. And we're going to do the bathroom fairly soon, I imagine. I do have to expand it because I underestimated how small it was. It just was a little too small to actually fit the stuff I needed in because of the placement of all the doors and stuff. So yeah, whatever. But it is a nice bathroom. It has a separate room for the toilet, a separate shower, like a walk-in shower. And then you have this area here for the sinks and the tub. So yeah. And the other bedrooms are, I don't even know where I was going to go with that sentence. The other bedrooms, I don't know why I keep starting that way. Okay, there's 4 other bedrooms, 2 of which are meant to be guest rooms and 2 of which are meant to be kids' rooms. And then, of course, you have the master bedroom. So I thought that was a pretty good spread, you know, 2 guest rooms, 2 kids' rooms, and a master. I thought that worked pretty well. Don't know why I had so much trouble saying that sentence, but whatever. It's you know, it's late at night, to be fair. I'm not even that tired, though, but it is late at night, so I guess I can be forgiven. And here I'm just putting in some tile, not the nicest looking tile. I don't know why I chose that. Could have probably picked something fancier for the master bathroom, but whatever. Your Sims can deal with it. So there's a nice curtain, and we're also going to get in some mirror, or a mirror, I guess. There's only one of them. And and my throat decided to close up on me, and my voice decided to stop working there for a second, but it's okay. The malfunction has ended, and I'm back. Okay. Okay. God. Oh boy, what's happening? Alright, so there we have a little painting, and there's the shower. How cool. That's great. And what's next? Who knows? I don't know, even though I recorded this just, you know, less than 10 hours ago. You know, stuff happening. There's some rugs. There's another curtain. and we're gonna move outside because the whole inside of the house is done, basically. So now we're gonna do some under roofing flooring, and we're gonna put in some stuff on the decks here. So there you go, there's your front porch and your back porch and your stairs getting a different color. And we're also gonna do some landscaping. So as usual, this house will be available for download. Links are in the description below. And there's also gonna be some screenshots coming up after this building portion of the video, so I hope you stick around for those. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you consider checking out some of the other stuff I have on my channel and subscribing if you feel like it. You don't have to, even though it would be nice to kind of have something to go against the flow of all the unsubscribers. I don't know what's happening, but what can you do? Anyway, just putting in some bushes, some ferns, some plants here and there and everywhere, and yeah, just my usual landscaping style, I suppose. It's just how it is. And of course we'll get in some dirt terrain paint, have to make it look realistic naturally. And of course we'll get in some landscape lighting once I'm done putting in this terrain paint, and that will pretty much be it, I think. So yeah, anyway, hope this was an enjoyable video. I hope you didn't mind my rants too much. So yeah, there you go. There's some landscape lighting for y'all, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you enjoy the screenshots. Bye everyone.